Hello, my name is Phil Lee. I am the Counseling Care Director here at Shepherd's Canyon Retreat. I have been a Lutheran pastor for 36 years, married to my wife Carolyn for 40 years. I've been a licensed marriage and family therapist for going on 20 years. So I understand ministry fairly well, mixed in with the dynamics of marriage and family, and the wearing the counseling hat also. All of those pieces are involved in what we do here at Shepherd's Canyon Retreat. This retreat center is dedicated to, and this is a cumbersome phrase, but we call it professional church workers, which translates into pastors and spouses, missionaries and spouses, sometimes Christian school teachers or administrators and their spouses, professional church workers who have run into what I sometimes refer to as the glass wall. They're stunned because something happened that they didn't see coming, whether that's come in the form of depression or church conflict, marital conflict, family dynamics, moral failure, whatever it might be. They've run into the glass wall that they didn't see. They're stunned. They've lost their equilibrium. They're wondering, what does the future hold, or will there even be a future for me, for my marriage, for my family, for my vocation? They're hurting. They're hurting. And they reach out to us, and we invite them to come here to Shepherd's Canyon Retreat, located at Standing Stones Retreat Center in the high desert of Arizona. We invite them to join us for a week-long retreat, a healing retreat, a time when they can recover their equilibrium, when they can explore questions like, where am I now? Where do I want to be? Or as I sometimes phrase it, what is my preferred future? And of course, the middle question is, how do I get from where I am to where I want to be? That's our workplace here at Shepherd's Canyon Retreat. How does this work? Essentially, those who are bold enough and are willing to take the risk call us. Sometimes they will call our president, sometimes they will call me directly. All of that information is on our website. If they call me, eventually I will have an initial assessment with them to make sure that they are a good fit for us here at the retreat center. That what burden they're carrying may not be too much for us to handle. An example of that would be somebody who is in the midst of full-blown clinical depression, and it's not being managed well with medication or therapy or whatnot. That might be a little bit more than what we can handle. Or another example would be if someone is actively involved in an affair and they refuse to move away from that. We're not equipped to handle those folks. We are equipped to handle folks who really recognize their hurt and they're wondering, what does the future hold? Those are the folks we can and want to work with. So after that initial assessment, if the judgment is made that they are a good fit for us, then I will register them for the next retreat. Then they will go to the president of Shepherd's Canyon Retreat, Dave Anderson, and he will work with them on the business side of things, working on financial assistance if that's necessary, working on transportation arrangements for airport pickup, all of that dynamic, so that those pieces will be put in place. He is on the business side of things, I am on the therapeutic side of things. When our clients arrive here at the retreat center, whether they come as individuals or couples, Each retreat starts on a Monday, it ends on the following Monday. So we urge them to schedule their travel such that they can arrive on campus sometime mid to late afternoon, and the retreat starts at dinner on Monday evening. Dinner is followed by a brief time of orientation to the retreat and the retreat center, and then we take the rest of the evening off. On Tuesday morning, we hit the ground running. Every client tells their story, and we take as long as necessary. And that's not husband speaking for his spouse or the wife speaking for her spouse. Each person tells their story. What is it that's going on in their lives that has given them the push to make the phone call, to go through the assessment process, and finally to come here? It's a big step, and it's risky for many to do. But I am convinced, in my experience here over many years, that it is well worth taking those risks and being vulnerable and coming to this place. So on Tuesdays, we take the time to tell our story, and then the rest of the week is geared such that mornings are devoted to group counseling with a fair bit of teaching, didactics tossed in on a variety of subjects. It may have to do with emotional regulation, anger management. It may have to do with something that I talk about as the three key questions that we all need to face. And I'll save the details of that for another time. A whole variety of subjects that we use during the morning times on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And that includes a lot of group dynamic back and forth. We are of the philosophy here at Shepherd's Canyon that we are mature people and we have a lot to teach each other. It's not just me and a co-therapist, female co-therapist, who talk at clients or do all the teaching, but we invite all the clients into the process so that we can teach and learn from each other. We take Fridays off, and we have found, it has been confirmed over and over again, that that's very important. It's a time where we can take a break from the intense therapy. Couples can take some time just to talk and to process through the things that they've been learning and challenged by. Individuals, the same way. They can do some journaling, reading, relaxing. They can hang out by our pool or the jacuzzi, or they can go into Wickenburg, about 15 miles down the road, a really cool southwest cowboy town, some great little restaurants and other things to do. Mornings are devoted to group counseling. Afternoons are devoted to individual and couple counseling as they sign up. Typically, they will work with both therapists, although that's not always the same at every retreat. It just depends on how the therapists want to do their work. I prefer to work with my co-therapist with each of the clients. So there's a lot of variety in how we approach that. But suffice to say, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings, group, afternoons, individual and couple counseling. Friday we take off. We get back to it on Saturday and Sunday, and they follow the same structure. Morning is devoted to group. Afternoons are devoted to individual and couple counseling. We also worship together on Sunday morning, and at the very end of the retreat, on Sunday nights, we have a very special, for lack of a better word, ceremony in our prayer garden. It's a very beautiful prayer garden on the northwest edge of our property, and weather permitting, which it usually is in this part of the world, we go out there together, and really it culminates in this very special ceremony where we leave here at the Retreat Center something that we have intentionally focused on and decided we do not want to take home with us. We leave it at the foot of the cross. And that is how the retreat comes to a close. Then, Monday morning, we eat breakfast together and we go our way. That is the essence of what Shepherd's Canyon Retreat is all about. I'm very glad that you've taken the time to look at this video. Up to this point, that's great, and commend you for doing so, and want to really sincerely invite you to pick up that phone and call us if you're at a place where you really need help, or if you know someone who is really at that place where they've hit the glass wall and they really are struggling. Make some recommendations or refer them to us. Again, thanks for checking us out here at Shepherd's Canyon Retreat.